Welcome back to the Community Review on Hot 92.3. I'm Josefa Salinas, your host. What a morning we have had already. Can you believe the woman, Sonia Maria de Leon de Vega, bringing the orchestra to the community? I'm going to be out there later on today, Occidental College, to see that tango symphony. I love to tango, so come on out there and join me. It's going to be so much fun. And then that amazing conversation with Don Miguel Ruiz, the author of The 4 Agreements. If you missed any of that interview with Don Miguel, I'll be posting it up on YouTube, so just go to my page at hot93.com, keyword Josefa, and the link will be there if you missed any of the interview with Don Miguel. We are in the middle of our series, Profiles in Life and Success, and it is my absolute thrill and honor to bring on a fellow colleague, a fellow radio personality. We have known each other for years. We've both been community activists for years. She is president of Poetess Media, and you might know her. Remember? Well, I don't even know if we should say it. Yeah, it doesn't exist anymore anyways, The Beat. Okay, it doesn't exist. Felicia, the Poetess Morris. Good morning.
Josefa, thank you.
It's been, 20 years now we've known each other.
Yes. I'm actually celebrating my 22nd year in radio.
Yeah, this is my 24th year in radio, but
wow.
20 years, going on 21 years in L.A.
That's quite an accomplishment in radio. I mean, it's so, unstable, and to be able to maintain.
Especially for a woman. People don't realize that. For a woman, that's an amazing feat.
Yes, and then you've been in this market forever and been able to maintain, your status here.
Thank you, Lord.
God is good.
And they still give me a microphone to sit up here and do what I love best, and that's pound the pavement for the community just like you.
Thank you.
So thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you for having us. Yes, thank you.
Well, let's talk a little bit about you first before we get started, because you have such a rich history in radio. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about you as a woman and how you got started in radio. What made you decide to get started?
Well, actually, I always say this little joke that makes my dad uncomfortable, but my mom says I was actually conceived on top of a radio station. My dad's a 45-year radio vet, and of course I was inspired and influenced by him and hung around the radio station as a baby and 5 years old doing, drops and commercials. So I think it's pretty much in my blood.
Yeah, both my kids grew up in radio stations. Mm-hmm. So they just, my son now, he knows, how to do, all the voice work. Either one of them could be on the radio if they wanted to, because they grew up in the radio station.
I think being in radio is the best job in the entire world. I love it. I've had such a great radio career. So it's definitely a rewarding career if you can navigate through it and keep a positive attitude. Yes.
I know. I tell people all the time, I want to retire and go to like a small town and just be on the radio. And they're like, isn't that backwards? And I'm like, maybe. But that's where I'm trying to get to, is away from the hustle bustle to a nice small town, just a little radio gig. Let me just do a little show every day and go home.
Well, you'd be the big fish in a small pond if you did that.
I'd like that, because I can just sit right over there next to my little small pond and just be happy. So talk about what you've done. Where are you now? What are you doing? And you've kind of branched your radio career, like I have, into getting out there and really working for the community and utilizing the resources that we have available to us in the media to make better for the community. So let's talk about that.
Well, I've been in radio in Los Angeles for 13 years, and I resigned a few years ago to focus on my company, Poetess Media, and we produce entertainment content for mobile and internet, television, and radio. Because I was community affairs for a few years, I've kept my relationships alive in the city and continue to be involved with projects that empower our community. So I am working with Foxhole, that's Jamie Foxx's
Jamie.
Network on Sirius XM, and I'm also working on a wonderful project right now called Paint It Forward. We are launching at the Grammy Museum a cultural odyssey. It's a hip hop exhibit. You'll see a lot of great artifacts there. So I'm staying busy.
Very good. So in February we're going to see the launch of this. It's
called Hip Hop: A Cultural Odyssey, and it's at the Grammy Museum.
Nice.
And we have we're featuring some handwritten lyrics by Tupac. We have LL Cool J's Troop Suit and Kangol, and amongst a lot of great artifacts.
Very, very nice. Well, that'll be. I know the LA audience. They love West Coast hip hop.
Yes.
So that should get a lot of people coming through.
We have
to really
Eazy-E's khaki suit. So we have some artifacts from the late great Eazy-E. So it should be
And I hope that they play
great...
some of the music while you're looking at all these.
Well,
artifacts.
actually, they have a lot of interactive there, and you will hear a lot of the music. They have a gigantic boombox where you can put in your selection.
Cool.
So it's going to be pretty cool.
Well, I love the Grammy Museum. It amazes me that a lot of more people haven't gone to see what's down at the Grammy Museum. It's an amazing place.
It really is, and a lot of people don't know it's there. I didn't really know it was there up until maybe 7 months ago.
Yep. So, Paint It Forward.
Yes.
What is it? Who is it? Why is it?
Well, I've joined the team of Paint It Forward. A bunch of community guys got together with my partner, Carl Washington, to come up with a solution for all the recent shooting and violence in our community. So they came together and said, well, how can we be a part of the solution? So Carl Washington, who is a managing partner at UMCA Sports, does a lot of sports marketing, and so they decided to start doing these sport art exhibitions and auctions to raise money for various community organizations. February 17th is our inaugural Paint It Forward sports art exhibit and charity auction, and then we're going to tie these in around the country and partner with a lot of the major sports events that go on. So
it's one's coming up on the 17th.
Yes, during All-Star Weekend, we are doing a Paint It Forward sports art exhibition and auction to raise money for various organizations. She Cares, Unity One, Art Share LA is on board with us, as well as Inner City Industry. So they're going to benefit from the proceeds from this auction. We are also honoring great American painter Ernie Barnes, and a lot of people may be familiar with his work called The Sugar Shack. You see that at the beginning of Good Times. He's done a lot of great sports art, so we're honoring him that night. He passed away 2 years ago, as well as a couple of moms from the NBA. We're honoring Michael Jordan's mom, Miss Dolores Jordan, as well as
Amber Rondo.
Yes, so we're honoring her as well. So
very nice. Now, where is this event taking place? If we want to come out to this really cool event, where's it going to be at?
It's going to be at the California African American Museum from 7 to 9 p.m. on February 17th. That's Thursday. That's the jump off of NBA All-Star Weekend. A lot going to be going on. A lot of parties, but we want to do something productive for the community. So a lot of parties, but we're trying to raise money that weekend to to
do something good in the community.
Yes.
And you can go to the parties later.
It's actually 7 to 9.
Okay, 7 to 9 p.m. Nobody goes to the party at 7 o'clock anyway. Come to this first,
right? Then
head out the door and go to all the parties. So what am I going to see at this event?
You're going to see some wonderful artwork from professional artists from around the country. Where actually the art will focus on sports, basketball legends, NBA All-Stars. You will also see a variety of auction items, signed memorabilia and that type of thing. And hopefully we'll be auctioning off a few lunch dates with some pretty big celebrities. Maybe we can get Josefa to participate.
That's probably about the only way I'm going to get a lunch date is if we auction me off, okay? You clearly haven't been listening to my shows for a while, because getting me a date seems to be like the hardest thing in the world to do. So we just might have to oh gosh, the only way Josefa could get a date is we had to auction her off at an event.
Also, we are doing what is called the Paint It Forward Art Days. We've done one at Challengers Boys and Girls Club, where we engage young people in art. So we've also teamed up with the Green Dot schools, and we're working on getting Watts Willowbrook involved. But we're doing all these little art days that will lead up to our student exhibition and celebrity meet and greet the following day on February 18th at Art Share LA. So the kids will have an opportunity to have their art exhibited and also just raise funds and have a good time with the kids in the community who participated in our program.
So there'll be lots of cool stuff at the auction. It's happening February 17th at the California African American Museum, which is right there by USC.
Yes.
Very easy to find.
Right.
Parking is reasonable. Is there a fee to get into the event that night?
There is a fee, and if you want more information, you can go to our facebook.com/paintedforward. It'll give you all the charities we're supporting, ticket information, and whatever else you need to know about the event. Very good, and I'll
make sure that all of that information is posted up on my webpage.
Wonderful.
Now, you know, payday's only a couple days away, so there's no excuse. It's the 15th. You paid your rent on the 1st, so come on out. This is a great cause, and just to know that you're going to have a good time, and when you spend some of that money, it's going to go to some great organizations like She Cares, one of the recipients. So it's a great opportunity to come out for a few hours, have a lot of fun, and know that when you spend some money, it's actually going to go towards something that's going to help the community.
Yes, and please visit us and like us on facebook.com/paintitforward.
And I'll make sure that all those links are up on my webpage at hot923.com. Keyword Josefa. Come on out, have some fun. Come to this event, the Paint It Forward Sports and Art Exhibition Charity Auction at the California African American Museum. It's this Thursday from 7 to 9. It's the kickoff to the All-Star Weekend, NBA All-Star Weekend.
Right.
You never know who might walk in the door.
Right. We have some surprises lined up, so definitely come on out and check us out.
We did forget one powerful name, which is Nancy Lieberman, who will be participating and honored that evening. Is the first single mother WNBA All-Star who is coaching the D League for the Mavericks this year and has played with the men, and she will be out, and we will be honoring her also.
Wow, so it's just going to be a great night.
And she's an NBA Hall of Famer as well.
NBA Hall of Famer?
So She Cares is actually has a part in our program where they're going to be honoring the NBA moms and Miss Nancy Lieberman.
Well, this sounds like a fun night. I will be there. Even if you don't auction me off.
Awesome.
Even if you don't auction me off, okay? Please. Sister's got to get a date somehow, okay? But I would be so embarrassed if nobody bid on me. I might have to plant somebody in the audience.
You won't have anything to worry about.
Nah.
Okay, again, the event is this Thursday. Come on out. As you can tell, we're going to have so much fun. It's going to benefit amazing organizations. Paint It Forward on Facebook at facebook.com/paintitforward.
Right.
And She Cares at shecaresfoundation.org. All of the information will be up on my webpage. Felicia, it is always such a pleasure to see you.
Man, you
after
are my
all
girl,
these years,
and
you know?
you've always been such a beautiful inspiration to us all, and thank you, Josefa.
Well, anything that I can do, I will be there, and I want to make sure that Paint It Forward is a big part of HOT's family this year and our plan to get even more out into the community and do everything we can, because all we have to do is one person, one neighborhood, one city, one cause at a time, and we will make a change in 2011, because that's what my theme for 2011 is, the year of change.
Thank you so much. Yes.
Moving along with the pulse of the community, the American Heart Association is going to host their annual Latina Heart Health Conference. It's happening Thursday, February 17th at the Magnolia Place Auditorium, 1910 Magnolia Place in Los Angeles. Why? You won't believe this. Cardiovascular disease is America's #1 killer of Latinas, taking the life every 15 minutes. You can go to goredforwomen.org or goredportucorazon.org to learn more about the movement. But right now on the phone, I've got somebody really special who wants to talk about this event and why it's so important to us. Lydia Morales, tell me what, first of all, good morning.
Good morning to you too.
You know, tell me why. You're 37 years old, and I can't imagine why a woman in her 30s would want to know about heart health. And I'm sure everybody out in the audience is like, oh, you know, I'm in my 20s, I'm in my 30s, I'm in my 40s. I don't have to worry about that, not till I'm an old lady. Why is that so not true?
That is not true. At the age of 33, I was actually diagnosed with heart disease. Okay?
What?
Yes, heart disease at the age of 33. I have been healthy my entire life. I don't have high blood pressure. I don't have high cholesterol. I go for yearly physicals. I've been doing them as a child. I've never imagined that this would ever happen to me.
Well, how did you find out?
I actually went to the doctor myself because I just wasn't feeling well. I just felt like little palpitations, little prickles in the center of my chest, and I had to take deeper breaths to breathe. So I just figured after the death of a high school friend who was the same age as me, he died of a massive heart attack, made me go to the doctor because I figured if he can die from this, so can I. So I actually went to the doctor to get checked to see why I was getting the symptoms I was getting. And of course, you just think everyday life, being a mom, a wife, I work full-time, kids in sports, it's just stress. It's nothing serious. But again, I was brought to, I had a big surprise coming.
Wow. At 33 years old.
Yes, at 33, I was diagnosed with heart disease.
So all the stories that they're telling us that heart disease is going to start affecting people younger and younger and younger is true.
Yes, it is very true. Again, my disease is congenital. I just never knew because my heart beats normal, it looks normal, and it sounds normal. So it's not something that was detected right away until after testing. And I was actually misdiagnosed for 4 months and was told it was not my heart.
Wow. And what made you keep going?
You know your body and you know when there's something wrong, and just the feelings I was feeling just didn't seem right to me. I knew there was something wrong. Again, I wanted to believe the doctors when he told me you were fine. They done test after test after test where they told me it wasn't my heart. They actually told me it was my birth control pills causing my symptoms. So I actually went and got a tubal ligation done first. And after my systems I kept feeling everything, I went to go get a second opinion to see why I still kept feeling what I was feeling, and that's when I was diagnosed.
Wow. So I guess that then you would agree that we have to let all of the women out there in the audience know that your heart, it's never too early to start worrying about your heart, especially in the Latina community. We've got to get this education out there for health screenings. At this event, there will be health screenings, free heart healthy breakfast, presentations by experts on how to eat healthier, reduce important risk factors, and managing that all-important stress. It's the American Heart Association 3rd Annual Latina Heart Health Conference. It's happening this Thursday, February 17th from 8 a.m. to 12:30, the Magnolia Place Auditorium. Get your girlfriends. Come on out to this. Cardiovascular disease is America's #1 killer of Latinas, taking a friend every 15 minutes. Ladies, hermanas, please, we have got to educate ourselves. We've got to spread this information to each other, to your mothers, to your grandmothers, to your children, to your daughters. Please get this information out, because if Lydia could have a heart problem at 33 and she had a fellow classmate who dropped dead of a massive heart attack in his 30s, that means that clearly all the stuff that they've been telling us that heart disease is going to start affecting people younger and younger is true. Lydia, thank you so much for being with us this morning. I want everybody to know we're going to do a full profile on Lydia during March in our Women's History Month profiles in life and success. And Lydia, we look forward to talking with you then and hearing all about your life, your story, and what's happened to you since you have found out about your heart disease and what you did to make it better.
Thank you so much.
Well, that is going to do it for us this week. Don't forget, if you missed any of the interview with Don Miguel or Don Jose, the authors of the 4 agreements and the 5th agreement, make sure you go to my webpage at hot923.com, keyword Josefa. I've got a YouTube link there that will take you right to those interviews, so you can maybe just re-listen to them again because they were so amazing. Also, later today, the Santa Cecilia Orchestra, the symphony going on at Occidental College. I'm going to be out there. Come on out and join me. It's going to be so much fun. Thanks to Dr. Gilda for being on, the poetess, the She Cares people. It was just such a pleasure. I hope you have a wonderful day. I'm Josefa Salinas. Until we get together again, stay strong, stay focused, and most of all, stay informed. I'll see you next Sunday on the Community Review, Hot 92.3. Have a terrific day. Oh, and by the way, happy early Valentine's Day.